Shalom, shalom. I do want to start off this lesson by saying all praises to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, RAWCHAA. For giving the opportunity to do this lesson. I do want to give double honor to the elders and Apostle GREATMILLSTONE for teaching our truth by using precept upon precepts and line upon line. And this week, War 3 is basically being declared. Alright? It's not even being planned anymore. It's not within their thoughts. It is an action now. This is what they're about to do next. Alright, the fact that Putin and China and other nations that came together had to have a meeting and had a parade that had a power structure together to show their strength shows that they're going to go to war. Or even Trump is mad about this meeting that they got and is super fierce about it. And he was basically trying to tell the Washington D.C. to basically, hey, get ready, because we're gonna go to war very soon. All right, and even when it comes to the troops that's on ground for other states, these troops that's on ground or that's going to be on ground very soon, they're not. No, I'll make a list. This video is gonna be more about martial law. They're not here so they can stop crime. There's many ways you could stop crime. Even if you use troops, there's many ways. You don't really need that much troops. They're here to keep stuff under control when they announce something that's going to be big. Not small, not medium, something big. Now, I don't know what it will be. Declaring war upon Russia, the market crashing, the system just falling apart on the spot. But the troops are there so they can control everything. So everybody doesn't protest. So everybody doesn't go bug shit crazy. So everybody don't do nothing, stupid. Because something is not right here. The fact that Putin, China and the other nations are allying with one another already, and they're mingling themselves together, and they're having meetings, armies training and everything, is a bad sign. Even NATO nations are getting prepared. All right, America is getting prepared. NATO nations are getting prepared, and the other enemies are getting prepared. Even North Korea. Sorry about that. Excuse me. I'm kind of tired. Been a busy week, but we're in a time where basically something big is happening, and martial law was not declared for no reason. Revelation 11 verse 14 says, "This is the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly." What is the third woe? Third woe is talking about World War III. All right, we're in the age where the third woe is coming to pass quickly, not slowly, not like another day. It's coming in fast. The parade that they had obviously affected Trump. It affected Trump very much. He didn't like it. All right, because a few weeks ago they had a meeting of how everything is going to be okay. Everything's going to be peaceful. They're going to make a peace treaty. Now this week you hear Putin's meeting with China, North Korea, making comments how they got to leave America. That's a threat in itself. Showing you that peace talk that they had a few weeks ago that came in Alaska. It wasn't peace talks. It was just threats. They were just declaring threats at one another. All right, Trump was trying to show off. Trump was trying to scare Putin with the F-bombers, with the F-22s, and it didn't work. It did not work. Because now they're going to plan to go to war. And when everybody hears World War III in the news and everybody be like, wow, we're going to war, then you're going to see troops on the ground in your states. Because people's going to fight against it. People's going to protest. People's going to be like, stop, no wars, no wars. But there's going to be troops on the ground to make sure you don't do that. Look, the only reason why Trump says, oh, troops is on the ground is for criminals is only so he can have an excuse to have troops on the ground already. He can't declare martial law. If he declares martial law, everybody will go buck shit crazy. But How do you put troops on the ground without making people go crazy? By sending them for another reason. He's not calling it martial law. He's just calling it police force. That's all he is. That's all he's doing. Because he's getting prepared to do something big. Was that big? We don't know. But one thing I do know, it is big. It's big enough to make him put a reset button, and for him to make a post how he said that there's something that's gonna come and you can't do nothing about it. It's a post. I made it as a clickbait of my video, of the first video I did this week. It's basically Trump in front of the whole earth while the earth is on fire, and Trump is like raising his hand. You know, we're in that time. You know, we're in that time with prophecy where basically all hell's about to break loose. All right, hold on. Let's get it real quick. Let's get Revelation 12 and 12, because that's basically what it is. Revelation 12 verse 12 says what? Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth ye have but a short time. Trump know that his rulership is coming out a short time. America rulership is coming out a short time. So he's in haste. He's doing things in rush. He's doing things in plan and order, so everything could be under control for the thing that he wants to come to pass. Because ultimately, what do the people want? What do the elites want? They want the New World Order. They want everybody to be chipped. They want everybody to be part of the new system. And Trump wants to go to war against Russia. All right. More time they waste, more time it seems more impossible to chip everybody and go to war, because the more people just start questioning their government and want to leave. All right. And the more that powerful China and Russia gets every single day. So he has to strike now. Even when it comes to the economy, a lot of people in America are leaving America. That's bad. All right, for your new order to work, you need people to get chipped. You need slaves. You need people to be in your nation. So he's in a rush. He's not in a time of taking his time. No, he's in a rush. So he's gonna come down great wrath, so he could bring out the new world order that he wants. And when he comes down great wrath, he is gonna come down great wrath. He's gonna show everybody who is a true devil. He's gonna show everybody who was a demon. It was him. Scripture says that what the YAHAWASHI had given Egypt unto the hands of the cruel Lord. A cruel Lord, a mean one, a Lord that don't care. That's Trump. Trump does not care. Everybody voted for Trump so he could save America. I mean, he's not doing a good job at saving America. He's pushing that war effort. Even when it comes to peace, he's the one that's making threats to the other nation. He's making more enemies. Joe Biden was probably doing like some back shots at Putin, which being friendly to China and all that stuff, and friendly to other nations, so they could be in his side in the war. But Trump is making out enemies to everybody, just so he could be on top. You know, and his lead is leading him to the destruction. Let's grab another scripture, Obadiah 1 and 3. It is basic scriptures, you know, because the threat that he did to Putin and China, it shows what's happening. It shows the mentality of Esau Edom, of how everything is not going his way and he's getting frustrated by it. All right, because Esau Edom used to be a prideful person. Everything used to go his way all the time. You know why? Because YAHAWASHI have given hands to the wicked. Job 9:24, the earth is given hands to the wicked. He covered the face of the judge thereof. If not, wherein who is he? He gave it to them. So every desire, every despicable thing that they ever thought always came to him so easily. But now it's not, because now their time is coming to naught and they're going to be brought down to the grave. And that's what's happening. All right, and they're getting hurt. Their pride is getting hurt. Their kingdom is falling apart. Obadiah 1 and 3, the pride of thou hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the cleft of the rocks, whose habitation is high, that saith in the heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? All right, and that's Esau Edom. You know, his pride has deceived him, thinking that things are going to go his way. Things are not going to go his way. All right, and he boasted to himself, believing that nobody's not going to bring America down. Nobody's not going to, well, if you see over there in the north, YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI had raised up the Medes and Russia just for you, just for America's downfall. All right, and Russia's not going to be alone when they go to war against America, because America's going to have their allies. All right, Russia's going to have China, North Korea. They're going to have some allies that America thought they had allies with them in their side. It's going to be a gruesome battle, a battle of a L. And that's what Yahweh Shemashai is setting up. He's setting up America to be destroyed, to be utterly waste, to be utterly gone, a wasteland. All right, and verse 4 says it. It says, as though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, said the Lord Yahweh Shemashai. And he's doing that perfectly through these nations. You can see how America is being brought down to the grave for all the abominable works, for all they have done. Is coming to this end. And Trump is rushing. He's trying his best to make sure it lasts, but it's not going to last. It is not his story. It is not what the prophecy said is going to happen. And it is what it is. Let's grab another scripture. Let's grab a book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. I believe it's verse 51, verse 14. Let's see if it's that one. No, it's not that. I believe verse 11. Yeah, it is. So Jeremiah 51, verse 11. Make bright the arrows. The arrows talking about the nukes. Gather the shields, the military power. And we're seeing that shields being gathered up right now. The march that China just had, that's a proof of the nation gathering up their military men against for war. The Lord Yahweh have raised up the spirit of the kings of the Medes. And you can tell Russia's spirit have been raised up. Russia don't care anymore. Russia's not in the spirit of peace talks. They're in the spirit of war, and they know who the enemy is. It's America. Who have put the spirit upon Russia to think like that? Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Why? So he could destroy America for his wickedness. For, if you continue on the verse, it says what? For his devices is against Babylon, America. To what? To destroy it. Because it is the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh, the vengeance of his temple. This is his vengeance. This is his story. This is what he wants to happen to America. And the elect, they're going to be saved out of it. But America and everybody else that had done wickedness, it was part of the wickedness, is going to die. It is going to get destroyed, utterly wiped away. All right, verse 12. Set up a standard upon the walls of Babylon. Make the watch strong. Let up the watchmen prepare the ambushes. For the Lord have both devised and done it, which he has spake against the inhabitants of Babylon. What's the ambush? The ambush is of America getting jumped by other nations. And this is going to be a great jumping. It's not going to be no 1v1, 2v2. No, it's going to be a 1v20. America is going to be jumped. America is going to get jumped. America is basically going to get jumped by the other nations. They're going to get jumped. With Russia's going to be the head. Russia's going to be the head leader of this war, and they're going to get jumped by all those other nations. Even a NATO nation. It says what? The beast shall hate the whore. That's the beast talking about NATO nations. What part of NATO nation that has nukes? France, Europe. If I'm not mistaken, I say Europe. Europe is the whole damn that continent. So I can't even say that. Or Western Asia. That's stupid. But I think it's called UK. I think that's what that nation is called. But UK, all right, France. Bible prophecy says that the beast shall hate the whore. So that means those NATO nations that has some nukes, they're gonna shoot at America too. So it's not gonna be a war affair. It's gonna be a war of just survive. It's gonna be a war of try to survive. That's War 3. Try to survive. That's what War 3 is about. It's not about, oh, there's the final battle of good and bad, or there's a battle where the least wants this control. No, it's just about try to survive the judgment of the Yahweh Shemashai. These World War 3 starts, you feed UFOs in the sky, laser beaming people down. Beam, 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 beam. You're gonna see people dying in the Middle East fighting. Yahweh, fat chair right there, hovering over the place. Beam, beam, beam. It's gonna be serious that day. It's gonna be serious. And if you don't have Yahweh Shah by your side, you're basically screwed. Jeremiah 50. Let's go to verse 14, if it's there. Yes, it is. Right here. It says this, put yourself in array against Babylon, round about. Round about. That's other nations. All you that bend the bow, all you that has the nukes, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she have sinned against Lord Yahawah BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI. Verse 15, shout against her round about. She have given her hands, her foundation not fallen, her walls are thrown down. For it is the vengeance of the Lord. Yahweh take vengeance upon her as she have done. Do unto her. What did America have done to these other nations for all these years? She had been bullying them. So what they're going to do back to her in World War III, they're going to bully America. And we're seeing that. We're clearly seeing America getting bullied. They're getting bullied. They're getting bullied. And Trump does not like it. And very soon they're going to go to war and they're all going to go against America. And America is not going to win. Those shoots that's in the ground right now, that's being in different states, they're there so they can control the riots. They're just there to control the mess of not going to war, you know, because they're going to go to war. They're there to make sure nobody doesn't fight back about the MOTB. You know, they're gonna look, man. They're gonna do it. And when that happens, the civil war is gonna happen because the Edomite, they're not gonna play around anymore. They're gonna be like, all right, we gotta kill Trump. They're gonna dedicate their life to kill Trump. There's gonna be you know, people rioting, trying to steal food at Walmart and Publix and some stuff like that. People gonna start going outside and just start killing people because fuck it. America's not gonna live any longer. So what's the point? You know, it's gonna be like chaotic. It's going to be chaotic. Everybody's gonna be doing their own thing. It's like a battle royale and Jacob Trouble. It's just gonna be a battle royale. Everybody for themselves. You played Fortnite, you played PUBG, you played I was about to say Attack on Titan, like that's an anime. That is anime, but that's a game. But you see and played those horrible games where you had to be by yourself. We gotta fight for yourself. You gotta fend for yourself. That's basically what it is. Shoot, it's not far-fetched for Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan was you being chased by a big creature that was down there rumbling around and just terrorizing. That's basically in this day and age. They're called YNs. As soon as there's no security out there and there are people shooting, YNs gonna start killing people. It's just gonna be like that. People dying left and right. That's how it's gonna be. All right, and Trump said he pushed back the date of where the troops gonna be here till December. That means he's gonna have troops here forever. It's not gonna move out till they get the new world order ready and set and gone, and War III start. They're not gonna leave the troops. Troops not gonna leave till that shit is done. And it's gonna be there. And then War III starts. Nation's gonna go to war against America, and America's gonna lose. Ultimately they're trying to get the MOTB set up. They're trying to get the New World Order to set up. The marker to be the RFID chip. Esau's running out of time, and he's desperate. He is desperate. No, I want to change the lesson name to Trump is desperate. He's coming down with great wrath. He's desperate. That's what it is. All right. That's what I want to get into today. Louis edified by this lesson. I do to give all praises to Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, QADASH, for giving the opportunity to do this lesson. I do want to give double honor to the elders and apostles of GREATMILLSTONE for teaching the truth by using precept upon precepts and line upon line. Shalom.